What's up, guys? My name is Nick. Just about to start my work day here in the coffee shop, but I'm a big fan of Gary Vee, as probably you are too. And I've been listening to his morning walk talks for quite a bit, and I think they're inspirational. And I thought, well, why not create a compilation of them? So if you're getting started on your work day like me, or just want some motivation, inspiration, whatever, you can just turn this on and play it. So yeah, enjoy this compilation of the Gary V's morning walk talks. Gary V or Team Gary V, if you're watching this, hey, love you guys, and hope to see you VCon in 2023. All right, enjoy.
Reading so many emails and DMs from people, because it's around a year ago now, that let a TikTok or a tweet that I put out send them down a Web3 NFT path and how much impact that's had. And I think about how small I am and how small in a world of 8 billion I am, and how hundreds of people have hit me up, hundreds, about that one post or that one comment led them down, and now they have their own projects, run NFT PR firms, have done really well in investing or whatever it is. And I think about the millions of times a day that's happening where other people in science or other places, food or technology, are making content and putting it out there in the world and allowing people to. Sean, how are you? Oh, man.
I love you too, brother. Good, brother. Good to see you.
Good to see you. And are missing an opportunity to change their life. So lean into curiosity, say maybe instead of no, and see where that takes you. Jesus. I had a thought. Let me see if I can turn this corner. The wind slows down a little. Many things in our lives are temporary, sometimes very temporary. Yet, I see so many people treating it as it's forever. So I just wanted to say one thing about that this morning, little morning hello to everybody. Hope you have a really nice day. Hope everyone's good. And this, most things in life are temporary thing. If that's true, which I think most people agree it is, what that actually means is, please consider leaning deep into gratitude when it's good, when you're happy about something, when you're enjoying it. And please deploy patience and perspective when it's a struggle. If today's a bad day, tomorrow has such a huge opportunity to be the beginning of good. If today's a great day, be grateful for you having that, because life has twists and turns and challenges may be around the corner. Keep that in mind. Whatever the energy is for you today, understand that there's always tomorrow. Morning. Been really enjoying these little walks in the morning with y'all. Something came up last night that really has my attention. It's this concept of how many people struggle with their parents and how they think about it, and the perspective of the whole situation is very interesting to me. Just want to remind everybody that your parents had parents, and it's incredibly understanding and obvious why some struggle and really have anger and disappointment and judgment towards their parents. But one thing I find incredibly fascinating is how few people, when I talk to the tens of thousands on DM through the last couple months on this issue, or the last couple years on this issue, how few actually have compassion towards their parents and understand that their grandparents had impact on their parents. That if you're going to sit here and say, well, your mom fucked you up, have you thought about your mom's mom? And if your dad did this, what did your dad's dad do? And what were their circumstances? What did they go through? Something incredibly powerful happens when you deploy empathy and compassion towards your parents. It takes a little bit of the anxiety and the anger and the steam out of the equation, and actually helps you get a hair happier. I don't know. There's just something there. It's been interesting to me when I've gone back and forth on this combo. how it's been an unlock for so many people. Thought I would share it. Maybe if it helps one person today with their situation, it might be a good day. Awesome. Take care. We all have different brains. We talk about being inclusive in so many areas, but I think we don't appreciate that everyone's got such a different brain. Love your brain. You're not going to be good at this, but you might be good at that. You might be strong at one area, and you might be incredibly weak in others. I really suck at a lot of things I struggle with that don't click, that don't come natural, that I don't understand. But I don't beat myself up. I don't put other people that are good at it on a pedestal. But I also don't put myself on a pedestal just because I have good emotional intelligence or intuition or can make assumptions others can't see. That just happens to be the thing I'm decent at. And that doesn't make me better than anybody else. We just have to embrace the fact that there are 8 billion different brains on Earth and all of ours navigate differently. Love your brain and love everyone else's too. You'll be happier. You know, we talk a lot about kindness. I fucking definitely talk a lot about kindness and deploying it. And the most obvious thing is it's really hard to be kind to others if you're not kind to yourself. Kindness starts at fucking home. Be kind to your fucking self. Stop beating yourself up. Like, stop overjudging yourself. The world's gonna do that for you and they don't even know you. Love yourself first. Be kind to yourself. Everyone else sucks at shit too. Be nice to yourself. Because why not? Always found that balance was a big deal. And I balance on the extremes. Like I'm like hardcore, like when I work, I'm all in, high energy. When I'm on vacation, I just want to lay on the beach and do nothing. I've been thinking a lot about the balance between confidence and self-esteem and humility. I think one thing that people really struggle with is understanding the power of humility. When you realize at the end of the day that you're no better than any other man and woman, maybe you've got some skills, maybe you're charismatic, maybe you're successful, but at the end of the day, when you realize you don't mean shit, while you still have the passion, the ambition, maybe even the skills to mean a lot to the world, to other people, that balance is humongous. I actually think the balance of confidence and humility is important. Who the fuck are you to judge other people so much? Lots of finger pointing out here. A little more humility about that. You don't know their full story. A little more humility that you're not right. It's your opinion. A little bit more of that. A little more of that. Yet, just because you don't mean shit doesn't mean you beat yourself up. You mean the most and the least at the same time. Do you understand that dynamic? It can help you so much. It really can. Find those balance systems. Love yourself, but then equally love others. And always stay curious and just never get too high on your own supply. Like, fuck, man, humility is so powerful. It's so powerful. Just like, lean into it this Sunday morning. That was a morning walk talk. I hope you liked it. I think a ton about leadership, whether you're the leader of a country or a humongous business or a 3-person team or a parent, a teacher, an older sibling's a leader. Leaders often break into 2 categories. One that uses fear as a weapon to get shit done, and one is to use kindness and optimism and love. Unfortunately, in my opinion, and take out serious stuff like politics and geopolitics and everything that's going on in the world, I'm talking in a very subtle, small way, just on the everyday. If you're a manager driving into fucking work right now, using fear is fucked up. Scaring people into getting shit done is a fucking cheap move. It's lazy. Fuck that shit. If you're a leader of anybody, even one person, use fucking optimism and practicality and hope and love. to try to achieve the mission at hand. Please. Enough fucking selling and weaponizing fear to get bullshit. Fuck, man. Sorry, just enough. Enough using fucking negativity to get an outcome. Flip that shit. It's a win for both of you. We're going to go with a super short and sweet morning walk talk because we're in a hotel room. I'm just going to have to pace back and forth. We're going to talk real quick about Yenta life. Yenta, what's the definition? It's a gossip. The thought that you are spending your time with another human being to talk shit about another human being, normally condescending, razzing, mean even. The thought that that's good use of energy in your life is fucking crazy. Don't worry about what other people are doing out there. Normally worrying about people that are winning and try to take your words over lunch and try to tear them down. Worry about you. Worry about what you're spending your time and energy on. Fuck. Get off that Yenta train. This morning walk talk, let's talk about civility and compassion. We're all moving so fast on the internet. People are sharing shit, photos, comments. Tone is lost in the written word. You don't get everything out of a 1-minute video. It's so easy to make assumptions and come to conclusions without knowing everything. And that's exactly appropriate in a world that moves so fast. I get it. That's just how humans are going to consume micro information. We're a headline reading society. So what it's going to lead to is a lot of debate, disagreement, seeing shit differently. And that's fine. That's the way it should be. No two humans should see everything the same anyway. Even if you see 90% of shit the same way and you feel like you see the world the same way as somebody else, there's still 10 fucking percent. All legit, all amazing. My thing is, though, when we get into discourse, when we talk about seeing things differently, when we even argue, when we actually passionately argue, why can't we do it with civility? Why can't we do it with compassion for the other person? A little empathy. Know that people come from different experiences. Why do we make cynical conclusions that are seeing it from a standpoint of believing that the person has the wrong intent? Why can't we be optimistic or understanding? We're not always going to agree, but we've lost being civil to each other. People have just gone into straight UFC, WWE promo, fuck you kind of shit. We can disagree and still be kind to each other. Having deep dialogue is fun. Talking with each other and getting different perspective is awesome. I think we've taken kind of what's gone in the political climate and brought it into our day-to-day around business or hobbies or different ideas. It doesn't have to be so fucking mean or rude. Just because you don't agree with somebody, you can easily talk it out in a civil manner, have respect for each other. Gotta have humility. You're not always going to be right. Have your ears open, not just your mouth. Yo, real quick, morning walk talk. On some serious note, I was just surprised by how many people struggle with feeling like they have to know the answer to stuff. A lot of young executives, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, really struggling that they don't know in a meeting. Imposter syndrome. Just say, I don't know. Just say, can you explain that to me? It's going to be okay. Nobody expects you to know everything. I don't know is one of the great, powerful things of all time. Humility and just not overtly worrying about other people's judgment. That combination, that's a delicious beverage if you mix those things up. So for my youngsters out there and for my oldsters out there, 70, 80, 90, I don't know. You get to see mainly content from me where I'm just talking about a very narrow fucking thing that I feel like I have, experience in running a business, being nice to people. But I don't know what's happening all the time. I ask my my team around me, legal and accountants at times, the same question 74 times over a 3-year period. Same fucking question. It's okay. Don't try to act like you're amazing or the greatest or as if you know fucking everything. You don't. Nobody does. Little Sunday morning walk talk. Sorry, it's early on a Sunday. I think a lot about people mixing up words, misinterpretation, saying one word but actually having the intent to say something else. And one place I see a lot of confusion is when I talk about patience. I'm obsessed with patience for people that are trying to win. Like, win in life, but win in business. I think patience is a core ingredient. And I just see so many people who, when I say the word patience, hear complacency. I'm not fucking complacent out here. I think tenacity and ambition goes with patience more than anything. I'm trying to tap out the world. With tenacity, ambition, and patience. But people hear complacency, and when I'm saying patience, they're like, oh, that's soft. Oh, I can't do that. That means I'm not trying to get it. I'm trying to get it more than all you fuckers. But patience is how you get it. Because this game is fucking chess, and your lack of patience is making you do shit that isn't getting you to where you want. And the reason you are lacking the patience is because all these fucking fans, aka your parents, your siblings, your spouses, your kids, your neighbors, they've got you all fucked up. Because you're trying to win to impress them instead of trying to win for yourself. You're so fucking worried about what your neighbor thinks if you're riding a fat whip that you're fucking being impatient, even though you're ambitious and you're tenacious and you're good, but you move too fast. You overspent on that car when you didn't need to for another 3 years. You went on that vacation for that selfie to show them you were living it when you didn't have to. Patience is the fucking game. Fall in love with it and stop confusing it. Because there's nothing complacent or chill about how we're going about this. Morning Walk Talk Monday. I'm going to keep it real simple. This morning Walk Talk is a little bit of a fun challenge. Why don't we today do one act of random kindness? Little fun. You'll be surprised what these things do. So I'm about to walk into this coffee shop. I'm just going to buy a cup of coffee for the person behind me. I'm just going to tell them, charge that to me. Just a little something. Just a little nice. Just going out of your way for somebody. Something sweet, or just going up to a coworker and saying something nice. Here's a good one. Literally sitting down right now and writing like a 2-paragraph email to a coworker that you admire for their skills and kindness. Just like an in-depth, like, hey Ron, hey Sally, hey Sharon, hey Tyrone, like, I fuck with you heavy, like, you're amazing, this, that, the other thing. Anyway, this Monday, random act of kindness. That's the talk. Oh, by the way, the talk of it is, when you do that kind of stuff, a funny thing happens with the universe. That shit bounces right back. You'll see. Taking risks. That's what I want to talk about today on Morning Walk Talk. You know, we've got a big drop today on Befriend Series 2 that I'm excited about. And we did a lot of innovating. Did a lot of different shit. You're going to see kind of a best of Web 2, a best of Web 3 kind of execution here. And that's what I love about life. Like, too many people are scared to take a risk. They're worried about what goes wrong instead of focusing on what will go right. A lot of people today have a crush on somebody in college, in high school, at their job, but their brain's saying, don't ask them out because they're going to say no, instead of saying, ask them out. How are you? Good to see you. Ask them out because it might be the greatest relationship they ever have. In business and life, people are just incredibly focused on the negative outcome. And I get that because it hurts and nobody wants to go through it. But maybe today on this rainy day in New York, I hope it's sunny where you're at, maybe you just take a risk. Try. Do something different. Put yourself out there. See what happens. Because the pain of the misstep is almost always short. But the happiness of the good outcome is forever. This morning's morning walk talk is me saying thank you and talking about compassion and appreciation. I have an extraordinary appreciation to all of you in the Be Friends community that were waiting for yesterday's Friends List minting opportunity. And I appreciate your extraordinary levels of compassion to me and the dev team and the project and the leadership team. There was just a lot of patience yesterday in the Discord, and I'm just very, very grateful. I know after months and months and months of waiting, how excited everybody was to get a shot to mint yesterday. Obviously, having a 12 and a half days period of mint advantage before the public mint in a couple weeks helps, but yet when you have that much excitement, and I know a lot of you adjusted your schedules and stayed up late with us in the Discord, I just think it's important for people to be able to tap into genuine appreciation, and I'm just so appreciative. I really am, and just the scaled level of compassion yesterday from so many means the world to me, and so thank you. And in general, whether you're on either side of that emotional graph, two very profound human feelings, right? The concept of having compassion to somebody else when they're going through something that might be, miffing you or upsetting you or disappointing you, being that bigger person in that moment, even though you've been hyped for something for 4 months, being able to be compassionate to the other side, knowing that they want it to be accomplished as well. And then when you're receiving that, having the ability to be appreciative and grateful for someone showing you a kind human trait. So a lot of appreciation for the compassion. We're going to work really hard today and hopefully get it delivered today. We're on fumes, but we'll reset this morning and we'll work super hard. Love you all. Morning. Little morning walk talk, inside edition. What I wanted to yap about this morning was the concept of people struggling with balancing two different energies that they might think is a contradiction. I'm fascinated by people's inability to see that there is a real opportunity to carry what may be seemingly opposite energies at the same time, aka the concept of being wildly content and happy while being ambitious as fuck, having peace of mind and being grateful and really thankful for what you got while still having crazy fucking juice to go and get it every second is an incredibly real feeling. I have it, and I see it in fucking thousands of people I've met over the last 30 years. Yet people really don't believe that. They're like, you just got to go all hard or you're lazy. Or, I don't understand that. Like, being able to carry opposite feelings is a strength. Being compassionate and empathetic to everybody while still having self-love and care for yourself is incredible. Being incredibly confident and thinking you're the fucking best while realizing in the scheme of the world, you don't mean shit. And it is what it is. Those are real feelings. And people's inability to see those opposing energies being able to be in one person at the same time is why so many people have gotten so binary and they think it's all this or all that. And in that, there's so much vulnerability for the people that don't see it. Have the best fucking Thursday. Love you guys. Emotional quick decisions and lack of patience is causing a lot of people self-esteem issues and financial issues. Watching people trade in the NFT space, in the stock market, day trading, glow up that's happening because of NFTs, in the flipping sports cards and sneakers, the lack of patience and just the need, and more importantly, playing with money that you can't afford, which is backing you into a corner to not be able to have patience. I have empathy for that. If you're down 10% on something that is like the money you have, you get scared and you got to bail out. Play with money that you can afford to lose when you're doing high risk investing, and NFTs are definitely high risk investing for that crew. And play a little longer, like give a little more thought to what you're buying and why, and then within that conviction of why you even bought it, give it time to breathe. I think it's going to help a lot of you. A lot of people losing a lot of money and a lot of their self-esteem for no reason, because they're thinking in days, sometimes hours, instead of years and months. Even weeks seems like eternity for some of these friends that I'm making in these different channels. Please be thoughtful. Please, love you. Have the best weekend. Morning walk talk. On some serious shit, don't let anybody talk you out of your own fucking dreams and shit. Let them worry about themselves. They don't fucking know you. Nobody knows you better than yourself. I have no idea why so many of you are listening to other people's opinions about your dreams when they're not even going for theirs. Focus on your fucking self. Have the best week ever. Today's morning walk talk is about being obsessed with being properly rated or even overrated, while misunderstanding the value of being underrated. I just watch a lot of people trying to convince people that they're great, that they're going to be great, that their project's going to be great, that their career is going to be great, which is fine and amazing, and like, I love it. But when you really dig into some of the chats, which is kind of what I do, pay attention to what people talk about, how they feel. A lot of it's coming from insecurity. They want other people to think that too. Meanwhile, it's going to play out on the field. Regardless of what every NBA player is saying right now about how this playoffs is going to go, somebody's going to hoist the fucking trophy in the end. Being underrated is really interesting, because then you're just hitting game-winning shots. You're stunning them in the end. They didn't think you could win. Plus, being underrated is awesome because you're doing your shit in quiet. Expectations are low. Trying to convince people you're going to win to only lose leads to real unhappiness. Not trying to convince anybody of shit and going out and winning, that fucking is delicious. Get your overrated, underrated framework right. Regardless of what you think, regardless of what they think, the score is going to be the score. So just go and fucking play. Morning walk talk in the office. Your obsession world that I love so much, your obsession with yesterday and your disrespect for today and your underestimation of tomorrow is why so many of you don't love every day of your life. The ability of the collective 8 billion people on earth to fall in love with beating themselves up about something that happened yesterday is a great fascination of mine. There's no time machine ogres. You can't go back. You can't go back to yesterday. You can't, by the way, Time Machine Tiny Ogre is a V-Friends character in book games. There's no time machines to let you go back to yesterday to fix the thing that you fucked up, that you were silly about. It's over. Not understanding how awesome the opportunity is for today to learn from that and execute is a huge mistake. Your energy is going to yesterday, thus not allowing you to execute today, and most importantly, not allowing you to understand what tomorrow's opportunity is. I just don't understand the obsession with yesterday. Fuck yesterday. Fuck yesterday. Morning walk talk, sitting in the car edition with a D-Rock. Let's talk about how easy it is to be cynical and how hard it is to be optimistic. Cynicism's safe. It's easy. You're protected. This is bad. So then if it's bad, you're like, see, told you so. Optimism is super hard, right? Choosing optimism, hope, you can lose a lot. People will be like, see, you believed that TV show was going to be a hit. That kid was going to be a star. That project was going to go well. And people judge. Optimism and cynicism are actually very interesting to me because I actually think they're completely driven by outside forces. People choose one or the other because of their relationship with judgment from the outside. The more I think about, fingers and ears and why it's so important to be within yourself, for yourself, your own self-love, doing things for you, not detriment of others, and playing in that framework, the more I realize how much that seed impacts everything. Cynicism has become incredibly popular. It always was. The world was always more driven in volume by people who unfortunately were hurt or scared and insecure and thus worried about other people's judgments. The difference was in 1974, all those people sat and thought that in their own heads. They talked about that at the office water cooler or maybe at the kitchen table. Now we do that on social media. We're getting to expose how humans have always thought. People think social has changed everybody. I think it's exposed our truths. I actually think it's a good thing. People are struggling with that anxiety right now. I actually think it's one step backwards, 6 steps forward. We can start having these conversations. People can start self-reflecting. Why do I shit on everything before I even know what the outcome is? Oh, I'm protecting my insecurity. Things to think about this morning. Morning boat talk. Boy, so many different things on my mind. Plenty of things I can go with this morning, but most of all, I'm just going to go with gratitude. What an incredible fuel for everything. If you're just grateful for what you have, remember in my childhood, I would just be grateful every day that my parents didn't die. I was so scared of my parents dying when I was a kid. And so life was so simple. I didn't have shit, but I was just happy my parents were around. And I think simplicity is such a superpower. And I think gratitude and simplicity in a relationship are profound. Right now, as you're watching this video this morning, you're worried about something at work or something with a neighbor or something financial, and it's really small in the scheme of actual life. It's definitely not something you're going to care about when you're 88. So on this Friday morning, the simplicity of being grateful for the simple is the chat. Morning walk talk. I look like a dessert. It's Monday morning, and I think Monday mornings are important. I really do. I think they're an opportunity to reflect. It's a very simple video. I'm going to keep it simple today. What do you feel like this morning about the day in front of you? Are you excited about it? Are you dwelling it? Are you like, shit, this sucks? Are you like, enough already? Are you pumped? Are you ready to go at it? We need to be honest with ourselves. We genuinely need to be most honest with ourselves. And, it's okay to even I, who am incredibly grateful and love what I do, not every Monday is like the greatest or I'm fired up. But if this is the 50th, 60th, 200th straight Monday where you're sad as shit and you're already counting down to Friday, you have to fight, my friend. You have to fight. You have to fight to figure out a way. Take a step backwards. Take a step backwards and take 2 steps forward. You have to fight to not be in an environment professionally that's shitty for you, for your mental health, for your energy, for your soul. Fight for it. Even if you have to live in an apartment that's not as nice, drive a car that's not as nice, not buy stuff. We just spend so much time on our professional career that it's really worth fighting for. And it might take some time, but just have a real conversation with yourself. Love all of you. Have a good week. Morning walk talk on this Tuesday morning. Nice and early, New York City. We want to talk about tenacity. If you want it, you got to go get it. I think that there's a lot of things we've demonized. Competition, ambition, tenacity. The reality is everything on earth is best when it's balanced. any of these human traits very off balance, too far one way, too far the other, can be detrimental, can become your vulnerability instead of your strength. But let there be no fucking confusion. Tenacity matters. Being tenacious is an incredible trait that teaching your kids and yourself has got a lot of value. If you believe in something, if you care about it, if you want to defend it or accomplish it, tenacity is phenomenal. I'm a huge fan of it. That intensity, when in the zone, that feeling, it's remarkable. Don't demonize it. Encourage it within balance and understand how much that energy is a huge factor in one achieving the change they want, the success they want, that W. Fall in love with tenacity, y'all. Morning walk talk. Thinking about adaptability a lot. BeFriend Series 2 just came out. Please check out my Twitter. Oh, actually, I post this usually on Twitter, but I'm going to post it other places. See all the new art. But I've been thinking about adaptability a whole lot. The adaptable alien's a big character in BeFriends, and I'm going to develop the adaptable alien very aggressively over the next 2 decades. Books and stories and video games. And it made me think about adaptability. So many people are just incredibly uncomfortable in new settings, very introverted, very awkward. Being very adaptable, I think, is grounded in self-love, self-confidence. If you find yourself being very awkward in new situations, challenge yourself for the combo of why, which I know is incredibly grounded in actually caring about other people's opinions, just genuine insecurity of other people's judgment, which I think is a remarkably bad idea because they don't know you. And more importantly, if they have interest in making fun of you or dismissing you, that's an indicator to their own insecurities, their shortcomings, not yours. When somebody shits on you, that means their shit, not you. Be you. Just roll up, say hello. If somebody's unkind, remember, just because they're hurting. Have the best day, everyone. Morning walk talk, indoor edition. Let me open this window. Actually, it's bad for a second. Gratitude. The gratitude gorilla is one of my favorite characters in BeFriends. And on this morning, I just want to send enormous gratitude. I just want to say thank you. So many of you are joining the BeFriends world through Series 2. It was my thought with the 55,000 plus tokens that I wanted to amortize down the demand into more units so that it had a price point that was more achievable than some of the craziness with Series 1. People are really associating with the traits. A lot of people are leaning in. This one has especially popped. A lot of people are really enjoying being genuine. Oh yeah, that's a 5. And I just wanted to deploy a lot of gratitude this morning. Thank you so much. I'm so humbled. And I just want you to know that I'm going to work extremely hard for the next 55 years to build this incredible universe. Morning walk talk. Got an interesting concept. A lot of people talk about being the bigger person, being good, being the bigger man. But I'm always fascinated by a single concept where it's super easy to be nice when the other person's bringing good energy and is nice. The real quality of leadership or strength or being the bigger person is being kind and warm and bright light in the face of darkness, or somebody being mean to you, or it being confrontational. Having the strength to bring love in the face of hate or insecurity, that's the actual definition of being the bigger person. I tell all my leaders, I'm fine that everybody's happy when it's easy and we're doing great, but when it's tough, that's when you need to step up and recalibrate it back to that. It's a lost art. People now get triggered so quickly. Somebody picks at you, you think the counter move is to pick back. We're in third grade mode out here. There's a lot of you that are capable because you're happy and content and in a good place of stepping up and leading by example. We need that. This morning I want to talk about this concept of with instead of versus. This framework of with and versus. I see a lot of people, especially in the NFT space, thinking their projects are versus other projects. When there's new emerging spaces, hip-hop in the 80s, video games in the 90s, EDM in the late 90s, like when there's new spaces emerging into society, the early OGs, the first million people in it, desperately need to understand this concept of you're with it, that other project, that other artist, that other company. You're not versus it. You're not against it. It's a mindset of like scarcity. The liquidity is being pulled out. The liquidity hasn't even started. I don't think it's Cool Cats versus World of Women, or Bored Ape versus Doodles, or Moonbirds versus V-Friends. It's Moonbirds with V-Friends. It's Bored Ape with Doodles. It's Cool Cats with World of Women. And on and on and on. One of one artists. So many amazing ones. Just, why is it always got to be versus? Listen, I love competition. I love competing. But for the sake of competing, not in like real life where the world has so much to give everyone. Please, just see so much chatter of okay, now here's my chance to move up the rankings. What fucking rankings? Fuck. I'm cheering for all of you. Every single one of you. In everything. In the ad agency world, in the wine and spirits world, liquor stores. Sorry, Dad, I know you see it a little bit different, but I root for every liquor store, every ad firm, every NFT project, every content producer. I'm with you. I'm not versus you. I'm trying to do my thing, but I want you to do yours too. On this Tuesday morning, let's play a game of love two people. Person number one that you need to love is yourself. You have absolutely no shot of deploying kindness and love to somebody if you're in a bad spot with yourself. If you don't fully fucking love yourself 100 like crazy, then your perspective is to focus on the half glass empty, the negative, where you've taken the words of somebody else who's beaten you down in your youth and you actually believe that shit. That shit's bullshit. Every other person on earth has shortcomings and sucks at things too. Love yourself first. If you're lucky enough that you're in that place, the second person you need to love today is just somebody. Fucking anybody. I don't know, a parent, a good friend, somebody. Just deploying love is the fucking best, Start with yourself and then do it for somebody else. Morning walk talk. Fun little exercise. Go to your phone right now and go to contacts. Go to the letter, let's see, C. Just look at it all. See somebody that you like, that you haven't talked to in a while, and text her or him and say, I hope you're doing well. Practicing the exercise of nice gestures brings a lot to one's life. Hope today's a good day. Morning walk talk. No judgment. Today's a gloomy ass day. And I woke up with not the same crazy, excitable energy that I always have. It's like a little fucking gloomy, And I'm just surprised that people beat themselves up day to day. Yes, you want to achieve things and have good things happen, all that stuff. But it's okay to have a day when the rain fucks your shit up. And you can also turn that corner at 11 a.m. or 6 p.m. Just this whole concept of beating yourself up, judgment on oneself. Love yourself this morning. Morning walk talk. When you're doing jury duty and you're doing your public service, use it as an opportunity to take a breath and relax. It's good to take moments and just On some real shit, here's some morning walk talk. Some of you have never done this. Take a deep, deep, deep ass breath. I think you'll be shocked what it does for you. Wishing you guys so much good. Hope every one of you has the best day ever. Really. Genuinely.